We welcome you back to Cardines Field as we get set to get our All-Star Game festivities underway. What a day of events we have here for you, and thanks so much for joining us on Blue Frame and on your view here for today's All-Star Game. Home Run Derby at 2:30 and the All-Star Game coming up at 5. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Vermont Mountaineers, Quentin Pelzel. It really is just a fantastic day to be here.
What a surreal moment it is to be here at Cardines Field. I mean, it has so much history, too, the players that have played here, and just the dynamics of this field, too. I was looking at it during batting practice. You got 357 out there to left center field with the high fence as well, and we were talking about it beforehand. Kind of reminds you of the Fenway Park, how big that wall is out there, but for the Home Run Derby today, I do think the lefties are going to have a field day. If you're a righty, you got to live in that center field area. 348, the fence is still really high, you got to get under it, but the righties are really going to have a really tough time with that fence, and 357 to left field.
Well, it's certainly a little different than the Home Run Derby that we saw in 2019. Of course, that was something you got to experience out there in Vermont with the Mountaineers.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a fun experience for me. 2019, obviously, the Vermont Mountaineers hosted all the All-Star Game festivities, including the Home Run Derby. I got to be able to be on the field doing the emceeing stuff and got to see a really good contest between the hometown kid, Cam Climo, who at the time was on the Vermont Mountaineers, and then obviously T.T. Bowens, who was a member of Mystic. He just put on an absolute show. I was talking to Rich Seska, who is the manager of the Winnipesaukee Muskrats. He was also the pitching coach of the Vermont Mountaineers in 2019. So he got to pitch to Cam Climo, who was in the finals facing T.T. Bowens. And T.T. Bowens, I think he ripped off 24 home runs in the final round. And what he said to Cam Climo after the round was, you know what, good luck, because I don't think you're going to get it. So that's kind of like the fun kind of jargon that they have. But it was a really fun experience. T.T. Bowens put on a show. He won 2019, 24 home runs in that field too. And if you've ever been there, that field is pretty big too. So pretty impressive.
Well, it moves from 2019 from Montpelier, Vermont, 2021 here at Cardines Field. Of course, in the year between, didn't have any CBL baseball the year off. It's got to feel so sweet, of course, for us, but especially for the players on the field, just to be back there and just to have this incredible opportunity here at Cardines.
Yeah, just think like a year ago, we were all at home. I know you were talking about Newport putting together like a Newport Collegiate Baseball League, and some of the players who are in that league are playing in today's game, so that's got to be pretty special for you to see that. But yeah, I mean, it was a down year all around, and it's just good to see baseball back. We're all back. The world is slowly trying to get out of this pandemic, and it's just a great day here in Newport, and I just really couldn't be happier.
Well, the day kicks off with the Home Run Derby coming up in just 12 minutes at 2:30. There will be a representative from each one of these teams, and it's going to be a sight to see. Of course, in 2016, that was the last time the Newport Gulls hosted the All-Star Game festivities, and Newport's own Gabe Snyder, with 20 home runs in the championship round, came out victorious. But I think we're going to see a very different looking Home Run Derby, certainly at least than the one we saw in 2019.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so, because, I mean, this field just has so many different dimensions to it. I mean, you got down the line left field, 330. I mean, but the wall is just so tall all the way around. I don't even know how tall. Do you know how tall the wall is around?
I believe it is 28 feet.
Is it 28 feet?
Yes. Yeah, 28 feet as we have the notes in front of us here. And dimensions-wise, you won't find a more funky park than the one we have here. To straightaway left field down the line, it is 315. To left center field, there is a sign that has 357. If you keep going, gets a little bit deeper there at 365. Dead center field is 395 with the center field indent. As we get a look here on your screen, center field indent at 315. The right center field corner, 340 feet. But where it really gets interesting is down the right field line, just 285 feet. And if you're a lefty here today, Quentin certainly could have a heyday.
And I'm just looking at the North roster right now, who is going to be participating. So Keene, Noah Martinez, he is a lefty, big, tall lefty, power hitter for the Keene Swampats at Central Connecticut State University. So he's going to be the representative for Keene. And then Vermont as well, they've got Matt Oldham. He's the lefty who's going to be going to NC State. He formerly went to Elon University, just announced a couple days ago, actually, that he's going to be transferring over to NC State. And then obviously you've got William Sullivan, the lefty from Upper Valley, and then Freddie Rojas, who is my pick. We'll talk about that a little later, but he's from Sanford. So you got some lefties. Teams obviously know the dimensions of this ballpark when they're selecting their candidates. And yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, Zach, I mean, the lefties are really just they're gonna like take off. And the righties, they're really gonna be at a disadvantage. I really feel bad for them because, I mean, you look at it, 357, like major leaguers would have a tough time hitting the ball out in 357 out there and left, but now we're talking about college kids.
Well, let's go over the rules a little bit about it. It's a home run derby that has changed a little bit in terms of how things will work, at least from past years. And here at Cardines Field, it will be a 3-minute round for each one of the hitters. There is a representative from each one of these teams. Each one will get 3 minutes with no breaks and outs not playing a part. As many swings as you can get, as many as you can hit out in 3 minutes. And the top 2 finishers from round number 1 will advance to the championship round, and there they will get a break, but not having a break for 3 minutes really test these guys' stamina.
I was talking to the participants here, and you know they were saying, like, especially with the heat. I mean, the sun has come out. We were just on the field too, and with the sun behind the clouds, it's kind of okay. You got a little breeze, but once that sun comes out, it gets really humid, really hot, and I don't know how these players are going to react. 3 minutes straight of just big swings that they have to have, and I mean, it's going to be tough. That first round without a break, 3 minutes past. I mean, you see the MLB players hit. We were just talking about it too in the home run derby a couple weeks ago. I mean, they struggle through the first minute or two, and they need that timeout. That is essential to get their strength back. So we're going to see the stamina, and I think whoever has the biggest stamina is going to win today.
Well, we do have TrackMan technology here at Cardines Field. One of the great parts about it, had the Newport Collegiate Baseball League here last summer with no NECBL season, of course. And the man that hit the furthest home run is participating in today's home run derby. That is Addison Kopak of the Mystic Schooners. And I bring up TrackMan here because in the event of a tie for first place following the conclusion of round 1, the decision to hit first or defer will be granted to the player who hits the longest home run.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Recorded by TrackMan technology. So it's certainly interesting with a whole different rule book here that we're dealing with for the home run derby this year.
So now, are we going to be able to have access to the TrackMan data in real time?
Yes. So we should be. We have been fortunate enough. Our Synergy and TrackMan coordinator Colby Mason has done a fantastic job this season at hooking us up with the stats that we've actually been able to use in live time. And there's never a better time to use that for home run derby.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I love even watching the MLB home run derby, just looking at how far the ball went, what the exit velocity was off the bat, and it's going to be great to see today because I know last year or 2 years ago, I think we might have had it, but we might have not. I don't remember, but it's going to be good to have those stats real time and to see how far they hit it, what the exit velocity is, and that's really cool, kind of a neat little thing that the NECBL did. So you're going to be awarded based on how far the home run is, so that's pretty cool.
Well, should be a very exciting home run derby to kick things off. After the conclusion around 3:30, we will have an interview with the player of the game, Ryan Medeiros. Our field reporter will talk to the winner of today's home run derby, and then the pregame opening ceremonies for the All-Star game begin at 4:30 before today's game at 5. An exciting day, a big day for a lot of these players and a lot of these teams to put their talent on display. We'll step aside and give you the full lineups and the participants for the home run derby when we come back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend.
Back here getting set for the home run derby, just about getting things underway We'll give you today's representative for each team. It's Brennan DeRigi of the Bristol Blues to get things started. Of course, representing Bristol their very first year in the NECBL. Brennan DeRigi followed by Cameron Masterman of the Danbury Westerners, Noah Martinez of the Keene Swamp Bats right behind him. HAYDN McGeary from Martha's Vineyard, certainly an eye to keep out on. 40 home runs for him across his college career. Addison Kopak, who we just touched on before the break, hits for Mystic, hits 5th in the home run derby order. Bryce Hewlett, the Newport Gulls representative, who has 2 home runs on the year, one over the net, over the right field fence, hit 6th. Brennan Hilton of North Adams hit 7th. Ryan MARRA Jr. from the North Shore Navigators hits 8th. Slade Wilkes, the Ocean State representative, hits 9th. Freddie Rojas will hit 10th, representing the Sanford Mainers. William Sullivan from the Upper Valley Nighthawks follows Rojas. Luke Franzoni from the Valley Blue Sox out of Xavier after that. Matt Oldham from your Vermont Mountaineers before Josh Rodriguez of the Winnipesaukee Muskrats to round things out in what'll be a very entertaining home run derby. As we said, that doesn't get much of a funkier feel, and you don't really have a home run derby at quite a unique place as these players will be playing at today.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Got to be great for the players. I mean, the field, just the setup. Talk about the dugouts being on the same side as well. So that's got to be kind of weird, too, for the players just during a regular NECBL game to have the players on the same sideline. I got to ask you, has there ever been a situation where, things get heated on the field and then the players get into a little heated debate along the dugout? I'm sure it's happened.
Well, we've been fortunate enough to not have too much of a hostile environment, at least here this year. We did actually see, though, when Martha's Vineyard came here for a doubleheader on Monday, we did see a manager get tossed in Jay Mendez, who was arguing a call, and he threw a baseball in the direction of the dugout and was soon after that tossed. But a lot of good spirits here today at Cardines Field, and it'll be Nate Vigent, a member of the NECBL and the Bristol Blues, to pitch to Brennan DeRigi to get things started here in the Home Run Derby as we're underway with today's events. Here's a hot shot from DeRigi into center field. This one's out of here. First home run of the Derby off the bat of Brennan DeRigi. On the first swing he takes, not missing his swing, and shoots this one out as well.
Yeah, he's off to a good start. We said the lefties are going to do pretty well.
This one just falls short. 2 gone off the bat of DeRigi so far. And remember, a good thing to remember here with the Home Run Derby, outs do not count against you here today. It's a 3-minute clock as DeRigi shoots this one into deep left field. You certainly got to hit it high, though, with this high fence.
You really got to get under it, and DeRigi has 3 home runs on the season, so certainly has some pop.
He leads the Bristol Blues with that number, the Wofford Terrier, same amount that he had with Wofford this past year. Shooting a couple near the warehouse at Cardines Field. And we talked about lefties having an advantage. A lot of pull power by DeRigi. Well, he gets a hold of this one. It's a deep right and finds the gap.
I like how the kids are out there, kind of like what we see in the MLB Home Run Derby.
Well, he's got 2 that have left the yard so far. Ropes this one. Well, he has given that Cardines Field scoreboard a beating so far. A brand new scoreboard for the Gulls. Puts a charge into that one, but it's just above the 318 sign. This one is given a ride. It'll find its way off the Newport BMW sign. Oh, he didn't miss this one. Hit a mile into the air into right.
That's
adios.
That's way out of here.
Number 3 for DeRigi. A lot of power from the lefty, a 6'2", 225-pound frame.
I think he's running out of gas here. We talked about it, too. You need that timeout, but the NECBL, for whatever reason, their format here, you do not get a timeout in the first round. So you got to go 3 minutes straight of just huge swings.
As he finds his 4th, has he found his 5th? It appears so. Not missing on his swing for DeRigi. Number 6, another one on its way. And high off the fence, a high fence 28 feet here at Cardines Field. The count is 6 for Brennan DeRigi to this point.
How about the tremendous pressure, too, on the pitchers? Now you got time, so every pitch from whoever is going to be throwing has to be right down the middle or wherever the hitter wants it.
Puts a charge into one down the line. If it stays fair, it's gone. Shoots this one out. That ball's going to leave. Clock winding down for Derigi.
3, 2, 1.
His last swing is a drive into center field. My successful day as that one falls for Derigi. Successful day for Brennan Derigi to get things started. A 6 spot for the Bristol Blue.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty good to start it off. Obviously, just trying to get the feel for it. And obviously, if you're the first guy up, you're kind of at a disadvantage. You don't know where the ball flies out, where the wind is going. 7 home runs now for him. So, I mean, that's a really good start. It's going to be tough to beat, but, you know, who know? I don't know what everyone else has in store. Obviously, he's a lefty. We do have a few righties coming up. And this next guy, Masterman, is a righty, so we'll see what his strategy is. I mean, if you're a righty, I think you have to work the center of the field, kind of what Derigi did.
Well, a righty in a very dangerous bat at the plate in Cameron Masterman, an NECBL Player of the Week selection, and for good reason. How many guys can say they had a 10 RBI game?
Yeah, you were talking to me about that game that he had. I mean, that is crazy.
10 RBI, and all the relevant thing to mention here in the Home Run Derby, 3 home runs to each side of the field, 1 to right, 1 to center, and 1 to left for the kid out of the University of Louisville.
How do you think he was feeling after the game? I mean, that must have been just a surreal feeling. 3 home runs to each side of the field in the NECBL.
2 of them for grand slams, 1 for a 2-run home run for Masterman, who takes a big hack at this. It'll find the kids out there shagging some flies.
I mean, right now he's putting on a good showcase in batting practice. Just a lot of line drives. Really can't get under it, and you really got to get under it if you want to get it out over these 28 feet fences.
That one has a chance in a deep left. Into the trees it goes. That's gone. So Masterman with his first. And you really got to hit it high, as we said, 28-foot fence. That one to deep center off the wall. Well, these would be base hits if we were playing a game.
No, exactly. Yeah, I was going to say he's putting on a very good show in batting practice.
As he flies this one out, it'll just fall short of the wall.
And something else that's going to come into play, too, especially when you hit it to the left field, is those 2 overhang trees. Obviously, we saw that home run that was hitting the tree. It was called a home run by the officials on the field, but there's a lot of subjectivity when that ball goes into the tree. Does it go over the fence, and if it comes down? So a lot that has to be dealt with here.
Well, he's got 2 so far. Hits this one to dead center, and it disappears. That's a home run for Masterman.
Masterman's finding his drill here at Cardines Field. 4 home runs on the afternoon.
Up to 4, and like he said, he's finding that dead center contact. It looks like
that's what you have to do.
As another one in the trees. This one will fall short. Looking at 5. Taking some pitches, which, well, you have the liberty of doing that in a 3-minute frame.
I mean, you almost have to.
With no breaks in the first round. But not missing on this pitch. Deep near the 357 sign. Adios into the houses.
Yeah, what a season it's been for Masterman. 5 home runs for the Westerners.
Second on the Danbury team. Oh boy, that one off the roof for Cameron Masterman in a dead center field. That is not easy to do. Is this guy fun to watch?
Wow.
Shoots that one. Oh my, into left field. Well, you won't have to run into that one. That is a souvenir for somebody on the playground.
Yeah, I would go out on a hunch and say that's the farthest ball that's been hit so far in the first 2 batters.
I think it's going to find the slides out there for Masterman. 9 home runs so far at the count for the Louisville Cardinal, looking for double digits. 20 seconds to go for Cameron Masterman, the righty.
What a show this is. I'm sure he's getting really tired. Just going to take a little break. I mean, you got 9 right now. It's going to be tough to beat.
Uh-oh. That one with a chance to go. Looks like it did clear the fence. Out of here, number 10. And number 11 might be on its way. There she goes. 11 for Cameron Masterman in round number 1. And that'll do it. The last swing for Masterman might have been a big one. Down the line it goes. Wow. It looks like it'll go just foul, but what a day for Cameron Masterman to kick things off. An 11 spot for the Louisville Cardinal, the second batter here in the Derby.
Yeah, that was 11. What did Derigi get? He got 7, right? Yeah, so Masterman already solidified himself, and I would say 11 is going to be a very tough score to beat. Obviously, Derigi from the left side, we saw 7 from him, but, Masterman just put on a show. He was living out in that left field. So, like I said, like center field, but, he was getting it out in left field. He was getting a big piece of the ball and putting it out pretty handily. Pretty impressive showing for him. Now, Noah Martinez, I believe, will be the next batter.
Yeah, so from Keene,
yes.
2 down, 8 to go. It'll be Noah Martinez from Keene, Martha's Vineyards, HAYDN McGeary, and Addison Kopak, the next 3 batters that we'll have here.
And that was Noah Martinez, and he arrived to the Keene Swamp Bats a little late this year. And he arrived to the Swamp Bats when their offense was really struggling, but really since Martinez arrived and the Swamp Bats got a lot of their players back, that's when they really took off. And if you don't know, they are first place in the North right now. Just had a terrific season. Noah Martinez, first baseman from Central Connecticut State University, and he's going to have his coach, Sean McKenna, pitch to him.
Also happens to be one of the coaches here in the All-Star game here today.
He is the manager for the All-Star game. Got to interview him before the game. He's just so happy to be here, and I can't blame him. Like, this is such a terrific moment for him. As that ball is lifted to deep right field, I think that was foul. Just getting a little out in front of it. Now that one's into center field, but that one is tanked into right field, and that's got to be way out of here. I got to imagine if you're a resident around the field here, you cannot like today.
You know, they
two words, home run. Home run derby is not what you want to hear, especially if you have a house right next door.
Oh, my. It's, you have the net installed, but these guys say, oh, we don't care. Well, how about we clear it?
Right. I mean, I know you got the fences, the nets that are out in right field to kind of guard against any ball that's hit, but I mean, Noah Martinez is just launching it over those nets. 3 home runs now for Martinez.
That one looked like it might have still been rising on its way out.
I think that still might be going right now.
On its way back to New Hampshire, possibly?
Yeah. I think it might have just landed, that one. But 3 home runs for Martinez. Don't know how much time he has left. I would imagine just under 2 minutes to go. And it's over the net. I mean, he's like, there's a net that's another 15 feet above the fence, and he is clearing that. 4 home runs for him, and this could be 5. Don't know if it's going to have enough juice, and it's just off the fence. Yeah, it's kind of weird out there in center field. It kind of zigzags back deeper into center field.
It's almost like a little bit at the park in San Francisco where you have a little bit of a triples alley.
He has 5 home runs. This could be 6.
That's gone.
And it is 6. 6 home runs for Martinez.
Well, we talked about it. This is where lefties feast, Quinn, and we're seeing it so far with Martinez.
I think that's the scouting report as that one is lifted deep to center field, and that's way out of here. Man, disappears into the trees.
Now the question is, how many of these are going to stay fair? Because he's certainly in the distance.
I don't know how you can tell if it's fair or not. I mean, as far as Martinez is hitting, it's like flip a coin. 7 home runs for him. He's got under a minute left. I mean, he's put on a show. The number to beat is 11. You got to be the top 2 to advance to the final round. And right now he's at 7.
So, of course, he's matched the number of Derigi to start things and still got some time here to work with.
He's at 8 now, and that one, if that's fair, that's gone. I believe that's foul. It's kind of hard to see where we are here.
Yeah.
But he is up to 8 home runs. Sean McKenna doing a great job giving him some balls middle in where you can hit it. He's got just under 5 seconds, probably one more pitch here. He's at 8 total home runs, and he will finish with 8 total home runs. Noah Martinez, the first contestant from the North and the representative for the Keene Swamp Bats with 8 home runs. Right now he is 2nd out of 3 batters. That's got to be a pretty good showing for him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we talked about it. It's so much fun just to see lefties go to work here at Cardines Field, and some of those, maybe not the best day to own a house out there in right field. That roof's getting some work.
Yeah, no one tell anybody that the home run derby is happening now, or else there's going to be some sort of feud. But right now, pretty good start to the home run derby, I would say. No one really going out there and not hitting any home runs. I mean, the lowest home run total is 7, and that's still a pretty good showing.
So from one purple jersey wearer to another purple jersey wearer, HAYDN McGeary, the catcher from Colorado Mesa College, steps in and has had a historically good collegiate career, certainly so when it comes to the home run ball. Looking over his stats, 40 home runs in 108 collegiate games for the righty. Doesn't get a lot more impressive than that.
That's almost historically good. That's crazy.
Of course, 2020, a season that was short and only played in 18 games. How about having 9 of them in that span? It's unheard of stuff. The 4th contestant here today. The score to beat so far is 11. And for these hitters, got to be in the top 2. The 4th of 10 contestants grounds this one in the left field.
First lefty batting practice pitcher we've seen today. Not that it means anything, just an observation there.
Challenge, of course, getting underneath it enough for these hitters.
Yes. No, yeah, that's what we talked about, too. And for McGeary, too, he's only played in 9 games with Martha's Vineyard so far this year, but, I mean, you mentioned it.
That might be his first. Back at the wall, adios for HAYDN McGeary. This one has a chance as well. Just a bit high off the wall. So 1 so far for the catcher, who lofts this one foul.
Just has tremendous power, stands at 6'5", 235. He's just a big dude.
Well, he is certainly hitting these balls on the screw so far. As he takes that pitch. 97, the exit velo on the last one.
Yeah.
And this one might be on its way. Goodbye. Oh my, that ball was crushed.
That one got out. That one got out in a hurry.
103 miles an hour, the exit velo. This one headed to a similar spot. And it clears the wall. Number 6 for HAYDN McGeary. Hitting triple digits on just about all of these on the exit speed.
And it's even more impressive, too, because, I mean, they're throwing batting practice. These balls are coming in at 40 miles an hour, and these hitters are turning it around at about triple digits, like you said, 100 miles an hour. It's just impressive stuff, impressive exit velo from these hitters. So just have tremendous talent.
Oh, did he crush that one into deep left? That one's out of here.
Yeah, that one was crushed.
Another 104 miles an hour for McGeary. Might be a new record here so far today. I believe that is 7 so far for the Vineyard catcher.
From Colorado Mesa University.
That one goes. A 9th for McGeary as the clock winds down. Trying for double digits to be the 2nd contestant so far. He is the 4th of 10. He gets a hold of this one to deep center. It's got a chance high off the wall. 35 seconds to go. Looking for the double digits. Oh, did he get a hold of that one? High off the wall. Aiming for that playground. Souvenirs for some kids out there. I don't know if the kids will have a souvenir of that one. No, they won't. It's gone. He's got 11 now. That one's on its way. Off the fence. He's looking for a solo lead in his final swings here. Did he turn on that baby?
I think he did.
Oh,
yeah.
A 12th for McGeary. As that will do it.
Will that count?
Oh my goodness. That ball is gone from McGeary. How about a 13 spot?
Yeah, I don't know if that last one counted. It did go over the fence, but he threw it after the whistle.
Well, I think if the ball is thrown, it's probably got to be fair game, right?
I would say so. I mean, you got to give it to him. Come on, it's the NECBL All-Star game. Come on. But I mean, we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast that the lefties were going to have to eat, but it's actually the right-hand hitters. I mean, we've seen Masterman, we've seen McGeary put on shows, double-digit home runs, and they're now the leaders in the clubhouse per se.
So just to recap here a little bit, Brennan Zarigi got things started with a total of 7. Cameron Masterman followed with 11. Noah Martinez, the first Northern Division representative, followed after him with 8. And HAYDN McGeary, the new record to beat, with 13. And boy, this should be fun to watch. Addison Kopak, who we chatted with on the pregame show, had a 436-foot bomb here in the Newport Collegiate Baseball League last summer.
Would you say that he is the favorite going in?
He was my pick to finish this, just with the sheer, of course, distance matters, but so does consistency. Shoots that one. That's got a chance. That one is gone. That'd be the first for Kopak. Here's potentially a second high off the wall. This one has a chance to reach the playground, and it is out of here. So 2, I believe, so far as we get confirmation.
That's kind of tough to see as the ball travels out to the deep outfield. Kind of tough to see if it gets caught in the trees.
Hits this one off the wall and gets underneath this. A lot of pull power for Kopech, but actually when we were talking about it, the home run that he hit 436, actually the opposite field last summer over the net. And I was running a camera on the dugout and just watching where that one would land was a sight to see.
Speaking of the camera, how about the camera work here by the production team? Traveling and, getting all the fly balls flying everywhere.
Can't say enough about
pretty good.
About the job our production staff does here. And what a treat it is to have the All-Star game here for the 4th time is Kopech, who I believe the total is at 3 right now for the Mystic outfielder. Looks for a 4th there. Does it have the distance? It's high off the wall. Oh, hitting these hard, just needs a little more height on him. Bloops that one, of course. A reminder, these don't count for outs. You're working against the clock, but not against an out total for Kopech.
I think it really, for these hitters, it really depends on how good your pitcher is. Like, are they throwing strikes and are they throwing it where you want it? And I'm sure these guys, they practiced beforehand, and so they know. But I mean, a lot of the pressure is going to be on the pitchers who are throwing the BP.
A total of 3 right now. Record to beat is 13. Oh, he lofted that one high and deep in a left. Say goodbye on that one.
Yeah, that one was towering.
That is 4 for Addison Kopech. And he may have number 5 right here.
That one's gone.
I don't think you got to move if you're out there in the right field, out there in the outfield.
No, all you have to do is just look at the kids' heads just staring up at it.
That tells the entire story. Comes from the University of Rhode Island, and it's got some pop in the bat as we see here. Working against the clock now, though, just 25 seconds to work with. At a total of 5. The 5th participant of the 10 here so far. Skies this one into the outfield.
Yeah, he's got 10 seconds left. Got to go on a little bit of a streak here. Fortunately, he has to get to double digits in order to be advancing.
As that sounds the clock, as you said, so 5 home runs for Addison Kopech, and we are halfway home in the home run derby, as you said. Now the requirement becomes you got to hit double digits in this park just to move on.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, and I mean, we got some tremendous talent, tremendous power coming up, but I mean, Masterman and McGeary, they really set the precedent for what you need to get if you want to even have a shot to get into the final round. And we mentioned the top 2 batters with the most home runs will advance to the final round. And I believe once you get to the final round, that's when these batters will finally have a timeout because it's 4 minutes long.
Oh, you got to earn it.
Yeah.
You don't get it. You have to earn it in the championship round. And here's the Gulls' own guy, Bryce Hewlett, the Newport Gulls representative for the All-Star game. He's got a pair of home runs on the season and some really impressive pull power for the tall kid from Pittsburgh. He's being pitched to by Gulls hitting coach Teddy Regan. Skies that one in the air. Does that have the distance? Looks like it just snuck out. And this one's given a ride. Well, this one, let me tell you, no doubt about it. And another one that's got given a ride for Hewlett. That ball's on its way out of here.
He's got a really nice swing, really nice stroke, too. It's repeatable. Man.
Well, he has cleared the net before in games that count, not just in home run derby or in batting practice, so he's certainly capable. 1 home run for Hewlett so far. That one with a chance. It's gone off the net. Another one for Hewlett on its way. Looks like it's just short. Looks like the total is 2 for Bryce Hewlett so far. Of course, it was Newport's own Gabe Snyder that won the home run derby the last time it was held here in Newport. He had 20 home runs in the championship round of those festivities. Hits this deep to center. That's gone. Another one for Hewlett on its way.
Yeah, all I saw was it just bouncing off of a rooftop out there in the residential area. There's going to be a lot of balls in these people's backyards when they come out in a little bit. Wow, I mean, that one was crushed.
He is on a roll right now. This one has a chance to go as well.
Yep.
Is it gone? Yes, it is. Onto the house. He's at a total of 6 so far. He's already passed Kopak.
That's 6. I would say he's got 110 left.
Well, this one into deep center.
That's gone. Way out here.
Oh, watch it go for Hewlett. Off the roof again. Oh, my goodness. What a shot off the bat of Hewlett. Is he fun to watch?
Yeah, he's got to go on some sort of a run here because you got to get at least 11.
This one's got a chance.
Wow.
Kiss it goodbye. Bryce Hewlett. It continues. After trying to find his swing, he has certainly found it here. Oh my, off the net. Double digits for Bryce Hewlett. 3 more for a share of the lead. Ropes this foul.
He needs 1 more to at least tie Masterman.
1 more to at least have a shot at the championship round.
Gonna take a little break here.
He is exhaling largely. 15 seconds.
I think he realizes that he only needs 1 more. Just took a little bit of a break there.
Gives this one a ride, but it falls short. This one's got a shot. It'll fall short. 1 last chance for Hewlett. Out deep into right field. And this one falls just short. But what a performance for Bryce Hewlett. He reaches double digits, a 10 spot for the Newport Gulls first baseman. Impressive showing here in this first round.
He was on a tear. I mean, there was that stretch run with about 1:30 left where he just parked every ball out into right field, and then with about 20 seconds left, he took a break, looked back at the teammates behind him, and all he needed was 1 more to at least tie Masterman, but he just could not get one to go. I think that's definitely a fatigue definitely played a factor into that, but really impressive showing for him. He gets 10. And now Brandon Hilton.
Yeah, I'll roll over the standings maybe a little bit here so far. Between what has been 6 participants of the 10 to this point that have come to the plate. And looking at the leaderboard here, HAYDN McGeary currently the lead with 13, Masterman with 11. And then, of course, Hewlett right behind him with 10. And like you said, now it's Brandon Hilton from the North Adams Steeplecats.
Yeah, Brandon Hilton, and he's got tremendous power from the left side for the Steeplecats. Another left-handed hitter, and said that they're going to be playing a huge factor in today's game, and they certainly are. From Stetson University, that high leg kick. He's played in 13 games for the Steeplecats, has 1 home run, and that one is a shot into right field and way out of here. So that's got to feel good for Hilton, just getting off to a good start, getting that 1 under your belt. You can settle down a little bit. Got to imagine that, wow.
Oh, my
goodness. Yeah, that's the, I mean, is that the farthest we've seen? That's got to be the farthest.
It looks like
yes.
it. We're looking for a number. We don't have one at the moment, but oh, my.
Did that break TrackMan?
I guess it did, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
The velocity at which the ball is coming off the bat.
Oh
my gosh.
I mean, we are not the only ones with the oohs and ahs here, put it that way.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Well, for a guy that is 6'7", 230, you're seeing that pay off right now with the pull side out to right field.
Yeah, not only is he getting under the ball and just hitting it as far as anyone we've ever seen, but he's hitting it harder than we've ever seen. He's got 2 minutes left. I believe he is at 4. Running into a little bit of a cold streak here. Takes his time as he gets out of the box. Sean McKenna, I want to mention that he is going to be the pitcher for Hilton here.
Uh-oh.
And that one's way out of here, too. I believe he's at 6 now. Needs to get to at least 11 to... I would think that would trigger a swing off, right? If both of them are tied.
Correct.
Okay.
So the rules become a little different
Yes.
if it's a tie for second and not for first.
So if it's a tie for second, then they will obviously be in a swing off. 2 guys advance to the final round. The 2 highest home run totals will advance. Right now, Hilton at 6. He needs 5 more to at least tie Cam Masterman.
And correction, the number to beat is actually 12 from MCGEARY. 12 and 11 to keep playing here.
Right, correct. And that one is crushed in the center, and got to think that's out of here. That's out.
Heads up. So the thing is, you got all the players here behind the plane. Oh, my.
That's number 9, way out into right center field. And that one's crushed, too. Off the net for 10.
102 miles an hour.
And he's got 30 seconds to go. There's 11.
Wow.
And 12. He's on a streak right now with just under 30 seconds to go. He's at 12, and this is for the lead. That is a towering fly ball, right center field. Not going to get the job done. That one is liner, and that one's off the wall. So he's tied for first right now, and he'll make a bid for first. No. He's got about 5 seconds to go. Got to think one more swing of the bat. The crowd here willing him on, and there it is, the lead. 13 big flies for Brandon Hilton of the North Adams Steeplecats. He is the leader.
Well, the big man putting on a show here so far, as impressive as we've seen from anyone. And just watching some of those over the net and where they would land at the houses. I mean, you just talk about the entertainment factor. That was a lot of fun to watch.
So that will knock Cameron Masterman out of contention. So right now, as it stands, if we were to head to the championship round right now, it would be Brandon Hilton with 13 home runs. He would be the number 1 seed. And then you'd also have MCGEARY, who has 12. But that was just an impressive show. Definitely the best performance that we've seen to this point.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just, we talked about the key to this is you got a 285-foot fence out there in right field. Lefties are going to feast. And I'll tell you what, if it could have been 320 or 330. Most of those are getting out of there regardless with how he's swinging the bat. But, yeah, just, I mean, what a fun guy to watch for a guy we haven't seen here at Cardines this year with North Adams and the Northern Division not making the trip down. That was a lot of fun to watch for the first time.
So now here's Ryan Marra, lefty from North Shore. And he'll dig in. And he's still trying to get his timing down. I believe that is the manager of the Sanford Mainers, Nick Lops, pitching to Ryan Marra.
Yeah, they got some sweet baby blue jerseys going on for the Navigators.
I was going to say, yeah, those are nice. Still has not gotten a hold of one to his liking yet. Still trying to get started. Got to love that hard hit of the ball, the ball on the wood bat. Just love that sound.
It's the sound of summer.
Right. Sound that we really didn't witness last year in the NECBL, but it's so good to be back. And he makes a bid to the opposite way, but there's just too much grass out there.
That one's definitely got a chance if it stays fair. Looks like it did.
I think that's home run number 1 for Marra. If that was fair, still don't know if it's fair or foul. From Brown University. He does have 1 home run. They did confirm that one. He stands at 6'6", 250. Played in 24 games for the Navigators. Had 1 home run and 11 runs batted in, but the exit velo is why he is in the home run derby. He can hit the ball far.
Yeah, high and far. That's the goal when they come out here for the home run derby.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I think that's why a lot of these hitters get picked, is because they either have had success in their college ball, and that's 4. And there's 5. Over the fence and gone in right field. He's got 5, so Marra started off a little slow, and now all of a sudden, over the past 30 seconds or so, he's got 5.
That's the luxury of this 3-minute time. If you could take you a minute, but if you can find that groove, and we saw it with you, even though we fell just short, a groove that he can get in is really the key here.
There's 6. That one is just way out of here.
Wow.
And if that one's fair, that one's gone. And that's gone. 7 home runs. Oh, he's got 10. Yes.
Oh,
wow.
My goodness. This might be the most of a groove I've seen so far.
So waiting for some confirmation on those balls down the right field line. 11 home runs for him, and he's still got just under a minute to go. He is well on pace to be in first place. Got to think that he's fatiguing a little bit, but for him, it's just looks like it's an effortless.
Yeah, it doesn't. I was gonna say, it doesn't look like it if he is. That's for sure.
It doesn't even look like he's breaking a sweat right now. He's had 11 home runs.
Oh, my.
And that one is
oh
just
my.
on a line, gone. 13, or 12, excuse me, and this one's 13. I got ahead of myself. I knew that one was coming. 13.
Oh, I can't blame you. You can almost bank on the fact that he was going to hit 13.
The way that he's been hitting over the past minute 30, he's had 13 home runs. He is tied for the lead here. He needs one more for the lead, and he's got it. 14 home runs for him. He still got time? No, now he doesn't. So 14 home runs for him. We have now had records in back-to-back batters, starting with Brandon Hilton, who had 13. We thought he put on a show, but how about Brian MARRA putting on a show here for the North Shore Navigators, representing them, 14 home runs.
It's really keeping you on the edge of your seat. Like you said, you saw Masterman and McGeary, all these guys put on shows, and now it just keeps getting more impressive of what we've seen from a couple big dudes and a couple lefties really take advantage here at Cardines Field. And that'll bring up the Ocean State Waves representative, Slade Wilkes, who will be pitched to by a man that knows Cardines Field, Eric Hershine Bonder, who was one of the 4 managers here in the Newport Collegiate Baseball League last summer.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique opportunity for all those players, too.
Another lefty. See if he can take advantage here. Slade Wilkes out of Southern Miss. He's got 1 home run this year, and he's got 1 so far in the Derby. Say goodbye on that one. This one could be on its way. That one is just foul. Second one confirmed out of here, so we're at a total of 2 so far. For the right fielder, could be 3. Oh, yeah.
Wow. I didn't even see that come down.
You know, if the trajectory's still up on its way, I think you're doing something right. Sky that one into deep right. Does that one have the distance? It's just held inside the fence.
And you know, Zach, a lot of these hitters, too, I see their stats, and they have 1 home run, maybe 2 home runs.
Oh, wow. Look at that baby go. High off the net. And this one might not even get the net. Could go over it. Into the trees. Oh, my goodness, Slade Wilkes. What did these baseballs do to you? His Ocean State teammates filming him with his cell phones behind home plate.
Oh, yeah, they're their own personal hype man.
Oh, he gives this one a ride. That ball looks gone, and it is. This ball could be gone as well.
And that's kind of different, too, from what we've seen. That's an opposite field tank.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is not easy to catch up with Slade Wilkes right now, the swings that he's putting on display. Ropes this one, it'll find its way off the wall. Minute 20 to work with. 7 so far. This could be 8 for Slade Wilkes. Yes, it is. Yes. 8 so far. Oh my, there's 9. Oohs and ahs. For good reason, too.
You can just tell whenever they're like, ah, that's when it's just gone.
Oh, if that one could have stayed fair. Well, this is really a treat. For all the players, the ones participating, the ones watching, and for everybody involved. Total of 9 so far as we've reached under 60 seconds for the Ocean State Waves participant.
And you know what, Zach, it's just so good for these players, too, to just come together and, you know, celebrate what they've done this year.
Well, it needs 3 more for a share of second and a chance at the championship round for Slade Wilkes. Under 30 mark for Wilkes, who gives this a ride. Does it have the distance? Oh, yeah. You bet it does. He's at 10 now, matching Bryce Hewlett. It's tied for 4th right now. Oh, that one's gone. Kiss that one goodbye. This one's on its way, too. In a groove. So that puts him at 12, and now he is officially tied for 2nd. And this one, did it come in after the buzzer? It looks like it's gone. Off the top of the wall, just missed. Whatever the case, 12 home runs for Slade Wilkes, putting on a show here in Rhode Island.
Yeah, 12 home runs, not too shabby, but unfortunately for him, that is just not enough. Brandon Hilton and Ryan MARRA, 13 and 14 apiece, so really was off to a slow start. And you know what, as you said, I mean, all it takes is just like just a minute stretch where you put like 5 or 6 up, then you're right back in contention.
Give you a little bit of a look here at the leaderboard. As you mentioned, Ryan MARRA Jr. from the North Shore Navigators currently in the lead with 14 home runs. HYLTON comes in behind him with 13. HYLTON from North Adams comes in with 13. And behind him, it's HAYDN McGeary from Martha's Vineyard with 12. But only the top 2 move on to the championship round. So certainly setting a high bar here as we go into the home stretch.
Yeah, no, certainly is. And I honestly did not know what to expect. It was hard for me to remember what even happened in the championship round. I had to talk to Rich Seska, who pitched in the home run derby, to see how many home runs were hit. I mean, it was 22 in the championship round. It was T.T. Bowens, he's a member of the Orioles organization right now. But I would say 14 and 13 home runs is not too shabby, especially setting the precedent. But I'm going to tell you what, this is my favorite for the home run derby. I think Freddie Rojas Jr., got to see him actually last night play against the Vermont Mountaineers. He can hit the ball a ton, and he made not very many people that can make that Vermont field look small, but he does. So he's a left-handed hitter from the Sanford Mainers, the representative there. Rising senior, Texas Rio Grande Valley outfielder for the Mainers. And he gets into one in the deep center field, and the kids don't even look up at it. That one's way out of here. His first one of the contest. That one is lined into right, just off the wall. So he's hitting the ball hard. He has one so far, about the first 30 seconds through. Trying to still get his footing as Nick Lops is pitching to Rojas. He's the manager of the Mainers. Putting on a good show in BP. Nice line drive hitting. Just has to get under it just a little bit. And this one has a shot, but it's off the middle of the fence. So only one home run so far. I would say we're a little over a minute. And that one's gone. So that one's gone. He's up to 2 home runs. Bit of a slow start for Rojas. And that's a towering shot into right center field. And that one's gone. So that one's gone. 3 home runs for Rojas as he just tries to get a groove here. This is about the time where he really needs to kick it into gear, as probably just under a minute to go here in this one. And that one is deep to center and gone. That one's gone, and let's see if this one, and that was over the fence as well. So back-to-back swings, back-to-back home runs for Rojas. I believe he's up to 5. And that one, he's making a bid in the opposite way. And yeah, that's gone. Oh. So 6 home runs.
That hit off the light tower out there. I saw the carom. That is impressive.
Yeah, Rojas Jr. really starting to get into the groove here. He's up to 7 now. He's got a minute left to go. 7 home runs for him. The number to beat as it stands is 14. That one is Ryan MARRA. He needs to get to 13 to at least force a swing off. That one's hit the deep right field. That's gone. 8 home runs for him, and there's 9. Here we go. Let's see if Rojas can get into it. 9 home runs for him. Back-to-back home runs. And that one's hit the center. Yeah, that one way out of here. 10 home runs for him. Loud sound off the bat. So he's up to 10 home runs, and that one's 11. Wow.
Easily over the net.
Yeah, way over the net. I mean, it's just amazing how much power these kids have. He's got 11 home runs. Still needs 3 for the tie of the lead. Needs 2 for second, and unfortunately, he will not get it. 11 home runs for Freddie Rojas Jr. Made a bid for Ryan MARRA's record and Brandon Hilton at second, but unfortunately just couldn't get it. He just got off to a slow start, and that's what doomed him in.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you look at how this field has played out here in this recent stretch. Let's take a look. The last 5 guys that have all come up have hit double digits here, so you're kind of seeing guys that have started to get in the groove. And a lot of that, of course, is the fact that we have seen so many lefties here at Cardines Field. But it's really looked like, sure, it might take 30 seconds to find the swing, but like you said, you just find that groove in the middle, and that can really prove to be a difference maker.
So, Zach, you've broadcasted games here all season long. Would you say that there are a lot of home runs that are hit at this field compared to the rest of the fields in the South?
I would have to say it's definitely your best off hitting them to right field, but it is hard. You do have the high fence, so you do see a lot of extra base hits. Home runs can be tough.
Will Sullivan now the batter representing the Upper Valley Nighthawks from Troy University. Big, tall left-hander, 6'3", 220. Played in 28 games for the Nighthawks. He's also appeared on the mound for the Nighthawks. Got the loss. Didn't even give up an earned run. So he's done a little bit of everything for the Nighthawks. Still getting on the board here as he makes a bid for his first, and that is first home run. That got out in a hurry.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch the two-way guys in this league and see what they can do. And it's crazy. I mean, we see it in Major League Baseball, but how you can do both things so well.
Yeah, there are a couple players that can do that. And Sullivan, towering shot to center, and that one is gone. There's two for Sullivan. Just getting started here for Sullivan. We got 3 more contestants to go. And that one, if that's fair, that's gone. I mean,
that's staying fair, all right. Oh, my. That went behind the roof that we can see.
Yeah, I don't even know what building that is, but it went over that one. And there's not even any protective netting or wiring on those windows out there. Would not be surprised if one of those gets hit today.
So the fence out there is 285. The distance we have on that one, 399 for him.
Wow.
So, yeah, it cleared at least one house out there, that's for sure. Wow.
And that clears the net
almost
again.
Almost in the same spot.
5 home runs for Sullivan now, and he swings and whiffs on one. He just tried to send that one to the moon. But I'm just shocked at how, like, with ease, these hitters can just hit it over that netting. I mean, this wall is 28 feet high, and then the netting it's about, I would say it's about 14, 15 feet higher, too. So they got to clear the fence by, like, 35, 40 feet. That one's way out.
That's the entertaining factor here, is you don't get any cheap ones or any liners. You got to really get a hold of them.
No, there's no Yankee Stadium specials here.
No short porch.
That one's way out of here in right center. I think is he at 7 now? 7 home runs for him. 8 home runs for him. Lost track of one. He's been on a tear over the past minute to go. He's got under a minute here in this one.
Oh, yeah.
He tries to make a bid for number 13. That's the big number. So he's at 9. 9 home runs. Got to make a little bit of a push here.
I haven't seen someone golf them the way he's just like shooting them a mile in the air, and they look like fly balls. They just keep going.
Yeah, with ease, he is hitting it out. So he's up at 10. Now it's 11. 11 home runs for him, and he's got just about 30 seconds to go. So 11 home runs. Needs 2 to tie the second place, which is held by Brandon Hilton. And that one's hit into deep center field. So now he needs 1. He's at 12. That one's hit the deep right center field. That one is number 13. 13. Wow. And that one is just off the fence. He needed that one. He missed it by a few feet. He needed that one to solidify himself in the final round, but right now he is tied with Brandon Hilton for second with 13. Ryan Morrow right now the clubhouse leader with 14, and the next batter will be Luke Franzoni.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, looking back on Sullivan, that might be my favorite swing so far. Very violent-looking swing, one that I would compare it to at the Major League level. You look at a guy like Bryce Harper and the way that he really drives baseballs and how the way that Sullivan was golfing them with that violent swing of his, it was working in a groove, and, well, for the minute, it's got him a spot, at least tied in the championship round.
And you mentioned that too, like if you golf it out, you have a better chance of getting it out because the field, if you hit it in the right spot, it's not that deep and you need to get it over that fence.
Not playing for extra bases here today, playing for homers. Playing for doubles, I should say. Here's Luke Franzoni, the final contestant for the Southern Division here in the first round. A Xavier Musketeer turned Valley Blue Sock.
Yeah, another right-handed hitter with a ton of pop.
The number 2 reach is 13 for second, 14 for first. That is Ryan MARRA Jr. of the North Shore Navigators that currently holds the lead. And getting some good swing, but hitting some liners so far. Gives this a ride. It's out of the distance.
I think that's the first one.
Oh, yeah, you bet. This one's got a chance as well. Well, now he's starting to hit some. Oh, can we keep up, Luke Franzoni? That is high off the wall. Does this one have the distance?
3 home runs.
The count is the count's at 3 so far for Franzoni, who's getting under a couple now.
You know, we mentioned at the beginning that these hitters won't have any timeouts in 3 minutes, and honestly, like, I haven't even noticed it. I think these hitters are doing a fantastic job of really pacing themselves.
Pure adrenaline. Oh boy, that one is gone. So that's number 7. Shoots this one out to dead center. Will fall short.
Wow.
I don't think that one's falling short. Oh my. Luke Franzoni, that is 8.
I can't even imagine the amount of baseballs that the NECBL and Newport is going through right now.
We had to come with a pretty big bucket today, I would imagine. Killing these baseballs right now.
I mean, at the rate that they're hitting it out, you can give one to every resident in Newport.
Shoots this one out high and deep, and this one as well. Well, no doubt about this. Kids are racing back on the playground for that, and they may have another one to chase after. Boy, is he fun to watch. 11 for Franzoni to this point. That could be 12. Oh, yeah, you bet. Onto the playground. This one's a towering shot off the fence. Golfing him. Just like the man right before him. Sullivan from Upper Valley. This one to deep right center into the alleyway.
Yeah, that's triples alley out there in right center. Not where you want to hit it if you want to win the home run derby.
Really is. How did he get that one? Deep to left. That's gone, as is this one. I believe that for 13 for Franzoni, who is in a groove here. Looking for the outright lead right now. This has a chance. It's just short. This one, oh, doesn't look like there's any doubt about it. Into the trees. 15.
Wow. 15.
As this one's given a ride to polish things off. Wow, Luke Franzoni. How impressive was that to watch? 15 and the leader so far here in the home run derby.
And how foolish were we to just think that the lefties were going to do so well today because of that short porch out in right field. I say the short porch. It's really not a short porch. It's the shortest part of the field in right field. But, I mean, these guys are making this field look so small out in left center. It is 357 out there with the 28-foot fence. It is just crazy the amount of power that these guys have. And Franzoni, I mean, put on a show. 15 home runs. That's one more than the previous leader. So right now it's Franzoni and Ryan MARRA. If the competition ended right now, they would be in the final round. Now the next batter is Matt Oldham, who is part of the Vermont Mountaineers.
Yeah, what a way that is to cap off the Southern Division participants here in round number 1 for Franzoni. Like you said, I mean, you would think out to right field makes the most sense, but he's just crushing some baseballs that easily are going over that 357 sign, and out near the playground and near the houses area was really as impressive as I've seen so far.
Batter is Matt Oldham now. Member of the Vermont Mountaineers. He will be going to NC State in the fall to continue his academic and playing career. Powerful left-hand hitter, leads the Mountaineers in home runs with 5. And he puts a charge into one to center field as the kids look up, and that one is gone. So that's the first one off the overhang tree out in center field. So first home run for Oldham. Got that one under his belt. That's Taylor Vile, who is an assistant coach for the Vermont Mountaineers. He also throws BP for them before games. So Oldham certainly no stranger to Vile. As Oldham with 1, it's off to a bit of a slow start here. Still getting started. That one popped up and almost hit him on the way down. And Oldham just taking a couple pitches here. Tries to dial it in, and he lifts one in the air to center field. I think he might have got under it just a little bit, and he did. And I got to say, there's been a lot of pressure on these batting practice pitchers to throw a lot of strikes, and for the most part, I mean, they've really come through for these hitters. And there's Oldham. There's a hard hit ball to right, and that's off the fence. Not a home run. This one might get there. No, so we're still at 1.
Oh, I think that one will, though.
There you go. There's 2, there's 3. So back-to-back pitches, back-to-back home runs for Oldham. And that's 3 straight home runs for Oldham. So at Oldham, all of a sudden 4 home runs. About halfway through his round as he lifts one in the air to deep right. Did that get out? The kid's looking up, and that one's off the wall. That one is popped up. So Oldham, this is about the time now where he needs to start making a push. He's got 4. The score to beat right now as it stands is 15. Needs to get to 14 to at least force a swing off. That was held by Ryan MARRA from North Shore. As that one's lifted to right, and that one hits the net. That is gone. So if it hits the net over the fence, it's a home run. He's at 5 home runs now for the catcher slash first baseman slash third baseman slash second base. He does literally everything for the Vermont Mountaineers. Been a staple in that middle part of the lineup as he's up to 5 home runs for him. As he's just under 30 seconds to go now here in his round, as he really is starting to get into crunch time. Really needs to get it going, and he lifts one in the air to deep right center. And that one is gone.
That's one way to start.
There you go. There's 6 home runs for him. And that's a nice line drive to left center, but not going to get the job done. 10 seconds to go. Let's see if he can end on a good note. 6 home runs on the ledger. And this is the last pitch here for him, and he ends on a good note, as that one is just off the bottom of the fence. So 6 home runs for Matt Oldham out of NC State, representing the Vermont Mountaineers in the north. Not going to get the job done tonight, but did put on a show. Line drives everywhere. It's just a pretty big field, and you know, we've been fortunate to see a lot of the hitters before Oldham really make this field look like a Little League park.
Yeah, worth reiterating, 28 feet across this entire outfield, the fence here at Cardines Field. So not only do you have to muscle him, but you really got to get under him to hit him out here, and it's not something you're accustomed to. You're used to seeing at most other ballparks. Sure, you'll have a high fence in one part, but at least in some part you'll have an area where you can hit a line around. That's just not the case here.
So now here's Josh Rodriguez, the representative of the Winnipesaukee Muskrats. And the clock will start when Josh Rodriguez swings the bat. So Rich Seska, who is pitching to Josh Rodriguez, trying to dial it in here for Rodriguez. And we are getting started here as the clock starts to tick. Still looking for his first home run is Josh Rodriguez, the outfielder out of Rutgers University. And tell you what, Rutgers has a lot of representatives in the All-Star game, especially in the north. A couple from the Swamp Bats, and Josh Rodriguez, a member of that Rutgers outfield, as he lines one into right center field, and that one's off the fence. I had a chance to talk to Rich Seska prior to the game, and he said that he did one round with Josh Rodriguez yesterday of slow pitch where he hit 7 home runs, and then he followed that with a round in which Seska threw fast to Rodriguez when he hit 10 home runs, and then they went back down to a slow pitch when he hit 12. So he's working his way up. They're trying to dial it in. Seska, of course, does have some experience throwing in these home run derbies. Pitched to Cam Climo, who was a member of the Vermont Mountaineers last year in the home run derby and actually got to the final round before T.T. Bowens took over for Mystic and ended up just crushing Cam Climo en route to his home run derby crown. So Rodriguez cranks one in the air to left field, and that one is gone. So that one is out of here. Rodriguez so far, I believe, with 2 home runs, as he's just hitting it into the deep part of the ballpark, just getting under it. There's kids out there having a blast trying to catch these high fly balls from these power hitters in the NECBL. as that one will be out of here. So there's 3.
And really starting to connect in that part of the left center.
Josh Rodriguez, the final batter here in the first round. Of course, right now as it stands, it'll be Franzoni and MARRA going to the final round. Franzoni with 15, MARRA with 14. And that's a good north versus south battle.
That'll be a fun clash with 2 guys, and one that we saw really, really impressed to left, the other one to right.
And Rodriguez puts a charge into center, and that one's off the top of the fence. This fence is just way too big, and that one's gone. So Rodriguez making a late push, and that one was up and in, and Rodriguez tried to fight that one off. Just landed in front of him. Got to be distracting as the pitch is coming in.
I would think so. You don't got a helmet on here. I would be looking up.
So he's got 4 home runs right now. That one's in the center. And it is 5. So 5 home runs for Rodriguez, 30 seconds to go, a little under 30. And Josh Rodriguez just looking to really catch fire. There's a little miscount on the field. So it's under 10 seconds to go. 5 home runs for him, and that is going to be it. So 5 home runs for Rodriguez as he rounds out the first round here in the home run derby, and everyone has hit. Man, we saw a lot of home runs, a lot of double-digit home runs. Looked like Masterman was going to be in the final round with 11 as he started it off, the second batter of the first round, but he ended up being outdone by McGeary, who then was outdone by HYLTON and MARRA. I mean, it was just, anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, it's like we unintentionally saved the best for the last half here at Cardines Field with, boy, did things really get impressive as we saw HYLTON hit 13 out. MARRA hit 14. Wilkes with 12, which remarkable that you got guys like Wilkes and McGeary that both connected on 12. They won't be moving on just because of how impressive the round was from MARRA, who really took advantage of right field, and from Franzoni, who really took advantage of left field. Kind of interesting to see that dynamic, how 2 guys that use different parts of the field had really similar amounts of success when you talk about 29 home runs combined between the 2 of them.
So, Zach, I got to ask you, I know, we saw just tons of home runs. Who is your pick right here? So it's going to be between Franzoni and Ryan MARRA. Franzoni had 15, MARRA had 14.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you're looking at the big lefty right now, stepping up to the plate with MARRA of the North Shore Navigators. And if you want to talk about an individual group, just like in terms of maybe a 20 or 30 second bit, I think he might have had the most impressive stretch of anyone, even though overall 1 short of Franzoni.
So you think MARRA had the most impressive round? I'm actually going to say HYLTON. Even though he had 13, he did not advance to the final round. I mean, the amount of velocity that came off his bat, how far he hit it. It's a shame he hit 13. I would have loved to see him in the final round.
The shots that he hit individually, probably the most impressive home runs, without a doubt.
So this is Ryan MARRA here. It's 4-minute round. They do have a timeout. The clock will start on his first swing, and we are underway in the final round. Ryan MARRA and Luke Franzoni. And MARRA in the deep center field, and that ball is gone. So that's his first home run. 1 home run for MARRA. He had a total of 14 in the first round, and he's got 2.
And worth mentioning, the 1 home run advantage does not carry over to this final round, so it's 2 separate. The home runs do not carry over. Oh my goodness!
I mean, we talked about it in the first round too. This is a guy who it just looks like it's just effortless coming off of his bat. He barely even swings the bat.
Wow, that is what a shot!
He's up to 4.
Just put on a display right now.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, even the liners are fun to watch. I'm being honest. That's not a liner.
That one's way out of here. And he's calling a timeout. So 5 home runs, and he calls that timeout. It's 30 seconds for the timeout. So we talked about that before. So these hitters in the first round did not get that timeout. It's a 3-minute round. This one a 4-minute round, so that's why in the championship round you got 1 timeout. MARRA taking it rather early, so he's going to have to really make a push. 5 home runs right now as it stands. You got to think that anything around 15 home runs, 16 home runs could get you there.
Yeah, certainly. As we see here, get a look at the clock. Just about a minute to go, and you're looking at It's a big guy at the plate, and oh my goodness,
And
look at
Mark
that swing.
cranks one in the air to right field, way out of here. 6 home runs for him, and here is number 7 on the way. That's gone. 7 home runs for Ryan MARRA. Pop up in the center field. Don't think it's going to get out, and actually that will. That one disappears into the trees over the fence.
Wow, look at that one go.
And here is 8, and he's got it. Clears the fence by a considerable amount. 8 home runs for MARRA. Deep into right. He has 20 seconds to go. He's at 8 home runs. He had a total of 14 in the first round. 9 home runs now for MARRA. Getting down to crunch time. 10 seconds to go. And there is 10. 10 home runs as the countdown has started here. Going to get one more swing. And that one's foul. He's going to try to sneak in another, and that one, unfortunately, does not go over the fence, but a pretty good showing here. 10 home runs in the final round, and all Luke Franzoni needs to do is hit 15.
Yeah,
Or all he needs to do is hit 11, excuse me.
right. But for MARRA Jr., 24 home runs combined between those 2 rounds. And for the big kid, 6'5", 230. From Brown University. Some of those that he was just pulling out there were just, you lose sight of where the ball was going.
So, yeah, I just heard over the PA that Ryan MARRA, during that round, hit a ball 438 feet. It's a record for the home run derby today.
I got to say, that's an eye-opening number, but I'm not surprised with what we just saw.
438 is just a crazy distance, especially for these college hitters who aren't really accustomed to hitting with that wood bat, too. So, very impressive for MARRA, but now Franzoni needs 11.
11 for the win for Franzoni. His first swing. Oh, it's a good one. That's gone. And there's another. How about back-to-back jacks for Franzoni? This is what he does out to left field. Incredibly impressive pull power.
Yeah, no, he certainly does.
Oh, my.
Yeah, you can just hear the crowd every single time he gets into it. The players, too, cheering him on. He is the favorite here.
Out a total of 3 so far, 7 to tie, 8 to win. As he shoots this out into deep center, it'll find the grass. I don't think that one's finding the grass, though. On its way and out of here. Did that hit the chimney out there? I think
yes,
so.
I think it did.
Oh, my goodness.
And I was going to say, like, it doesn't look like he needs to use the timeout. He does not look tired at all, but he does use the timeout here. It's a 30-second timeout.
Wow.
Just the amount of sheer power that these guys have. I mean, jeez.
Well, if you're muscling them out to the chimney out there, I could understand why he'd be a little tired.
And for those of you watching at home, we've got 7 cameras trying to follow this. They've been doing a fantastic job trying to keep up with all the home runs going out of the ballpark. It's been a lot. Franzoni ready to go. Doesn't even need the full 30-second break.
As our on-field MC was counting down with the John Parent with the time, but Franzoni gets a hold of this. Say goodbye. That one's got a shot. High off the wall. This one is going to go, as will this.
Don't know how much he's at right now.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of.
Our on-field man doesn't know either.
Oh, boy, we're all trying to keep up with Luke Franzoni right now. The Xavier Musketeer is putting on a show.
Yeah, he's at 9 right now.
1 to tie, 2 to win. This one will stay in the arm.
Still got plenty of time, too.
Oh, yeah.
That one's a tie.
Kiss it goodbye. And he's done it. Luke Franzoni of the Valley Blue Sox is your 2021 NECBL Home Run Derby champion. What a performance. 11 in the final round, 15 in the first, 26 overall for Franzoni.
Yeah, what a moment for him. And I got to tell you what, I thought for sure a lefty was going to win it, but Franzoni just parking it out to left field. And it's not like there are no cheapies either. Like, he hit the ball way over the fence. I mean, you even said hit the chimney out there in left center field, the playground with the slides down there in left field. I mean, it is just amazing the power off of Franzoni's bat. But congratulations, well earned for him, and it's got to be a surreal moment.
I got to be honest, I've never seen a ball batting practice, anything that is getting the chimney out there. Very impressive for him as he gets set to talk to our Ryan Medeiros here out on the field. Luke Franzoni, your 2021 Home Run Derby champion, being congratulated by some. Let's send it down to our field reporter, Ryan Medeiros, with a Home Run Derby champion, Luke Franzoni.
All right, there we go, everyone. I'm here with the 2021 Home Run Derby champion, Luke Franzoni of the Valley Blue Sox. First off, Luke, how are you feeling after that Home Run Derby winning performance?
Feeling good. Pretty tired, honestly. It was a long 2 rounds, but I got to give it to Pedro, my BP thrower. He was throwing them in there good, and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. These guys brought a lot of juice, and it was awesome to compete against guys like that. So it was a really fun time.
Yeah, and you mentioned a little bit of fatigue there. No timeouts in that first 3-minute round. How were you able to overcome that fatigue in order to hit 15 home runs?
Yeah, I was just swinging at basically everything, just trying to get as many swings as I could to just have a chance of putting as many home runs out. I mean, some of the swings were bad because I was tired, but just trying to put as many balls in the field as I could. So.
And lastly here, 11 home runs to beat Ryan MARRA. What can you say about his performance today and the other competitors who performed so well?
They were great. I mean, they were hitting balls far, they were hitting balls hard, and it was really fun to watch and compete against people like that. It makes you really enjoy the sport of baseball and really be proud and grateful to have this opportunity. So it was awesome.
Well, congratulations, Luke. I'll let you get some rest. Sending it back up to Zach and Quentin in the booth.
Thank you, Ryan. Ryan Medeiros with
awesome
the Home Run Derby champion, Luke Franzoni. What a home run derby it was, and we said we were expecting the lefties to have the big day. They sure did, but the righties did as well.
Yeah, no, the righties really put on a show. Even Masterman, I mean, once he put on a show with 11 home runs, the second batter of the home run derby, I knew that this field was going to play a little shorter. And man, I mean, Masterman really well. McGeary, another right-hand hitter at 12. But I mean, just consecutively, the next batters just kept outdoing the other, and you know, it was just a really, really fun time.
Take you through a recap a little bit. Franzoni wins with 15 in the first round, 11 in the second round. The runner-up, Ryan MARRA Jr. from the North Shore Navigators, 14 in round number 1, 10 in round number 2 to conclude the Home Run Derby. And we're getting set for the All-Star Game, which will be at 5 o'clock. Our pregame coverage starts here at 4:30 with our pregame ceremonies. So we'll step aside, be back in less than an hour, in 53 minutes. Thanks for sticking with us here on our All-Star coverage here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We'll be back at 4:30.